Hi there, you guys. Oh, sorry. This is Phil, your political science professor. I submitted my grades last night, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the experience as a way of providing guidance for you for this summer session. So I was looking over the numbers. When the semester started, there were 70 students in the class. By the time I submitted grades, there were only 51 students. So 19 students dropped the class over the course of the spring semester. And I think I know why. A couple reasons. One is my courses actually involve a fair amount of work, and that's not on accident. This is a college level course. I think I may have mentioned it in some of the other videos. Basically teach the same class to you guys that I taught at UCLA when I taught Introduction to Political Science. It's the same class that I taught at Pepperdine. And so when I came to COC, I thought I'm not changing it. I'm not dumbing it down because community college and students usually do pretty well. But I think some students looked at how much work it was and they were like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing this. And so they dropped the class. It was probably a good move on their part. But of the 51 grades that I submitted for my online classes, isn't true for my face to face classes, um, almost 30% of them got fails. And I think it's because one is that if you've looked at the syllabus and you see what the schedule is like, I don't have a bunch of due dates, right? Right before the first exam, all the discussion boards and the quizzes for the first exam are due. And then the following day, exam one is due. And then the same thing at the end. All the quizzes and discussion boards for exam two are due, and the following day, exam two is due. So it's not like I have a bunch of due dates all the way through. And a few students have asked about the lecture notes and the study guide. You don't submit those, you don't hand those in. Those are for your own use as you prepare for exams one and two. Same thing with the reading questions. But I think because, and I do that on purpose, and I'm pretty sure I explained this in the video. I do that on purpose because out of respect for you guys, really, like I don't know what's going on in your lives. And if I have a bunch of due dates, it may be on a day where you work, or maybe on a day where you're taking care of siblings, or if you're older, you have kids, or whatever. So I just say, okay, look, everything has to be done by this time. It's up to you to get it done. You're adults taking college courses. And I know some of you are high school students, but if you're in college, I'm treating you like a college student. Um, you're adults, and so you set the pace. And I think what happens in a lot of cases is students put off doing the work until they realize, oh crap, this stuff is due in a week. And then they try and cram. Some of them, unfortunately, what they try and do is rather than watch the lecture videos, they Google the answers to the study guide questions, or they put it in Chat GPT, and they think I'm not going to notice. And so some students got really bad grades because it was obvious that they had used alternative sources of information. Um, you don't want to make that mistake. And the thing is that the semester is a 16-week course. This is a 5-week. So if you procrastinate in this course, you're really screwed. And so I'm not trying to encourage you to drop the class. I'm encouraging you to stay in the class and do the work. But I'd suggest that you take a real clear look at what's involved in my class and how much work is involved. And if you're going to be in the class, you need to jump on things right away. Now, the first thing you should need to know is that if you look at the syllabus, you'll see that at the end of the week, you have to complete a quiz on the syllabus and you have to get a perfect score. Now, don't panic because you can take it up to 10 times to get that perfect score. But if it takes you 10 times to get it perfect, this probably isn't the class for you, right? Because you're going to need to be way more focused and way more dedicated. If you stay in the class, which I hope you will, um, you're going to learn a lot. You really are. It's going to be in a very fast amount of time, but you're going to learn a lot about political science and about American government. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and look at I have a bunch of different discussion boards, the administrative questions discussion board. Um, that the students have been asking me questions about the structure and the organization of the class. You may have some of the same questions. So go ahead to the administrative questions discussion board and read them over. In particular, some students have asked about what they need to hand in and what they don't need to hand in. So you might want to go ahead and read the questions. And if you have questions yourself, post them on the administrative discussion board and I'll answer them there. That way, if other people, and periodically check back. I'm also going to send you a link to a video I did for students a couple semesters ago on tips for preparing for exam one. And look it over. I think you'll find it incredibly helpful. Do it now, so that as you start to watch the lecture videos, um, you can have a good strategy for how to approach the class. And this is particularly important because how quickly this class moves. You want to use your time well. You want to use your time efficiently. And so I provided a number of strategies that you can use to go ahead and help you use your time efficiently. And then finally, I just want to reiterate one last thing. One of the things that happened, because if you've read the syllabus, you should know this already. If you've read the syllabus, your essays have to be based entirely on my lecture videos, not on the textbook. You can't Google things. Um, you can't enter my essays into Chat GPT, right? Because I will be able to tell. It's that simple. And even if you use Chat GPT and then fold my lecture notes into it, I'm still going to be able to tell that you were using alternative sources. I'm not going to tell you how I know, but I'm just going to tell you I will know. Okay. I can't give away trade secret, right? Because then you'll figure out a way around them, and I'm not doing that. But um, don't do that. It's a bad feeling when students cheat or try and break the rules. Kind of dumb, and I really don't know that I can explain this, but it kind of hurts my feelings. I think it hurts my feelings because to me, syllabus is like a contract, and if you agree to stay in the class, you're saying, okay, I understand these are the rules, I'm going to follow them. So it's like an agreement between you and me. Yeah, these are the rules, I'm going to follow them, I'm staying in the class. And the other part, I think, is that when students try and get around the rules, it's almost like it's like you're calling me stupid. Like, Phil's too stupid. He won't figure this out. I will. I do all the time. That's why 30% of the students failed because I could tell. Um, don't do that. Don't do that. I'd rather have you drop the class than try and cheat and then wind up with a bad grade on the class. Okay. So I'm just sending this message to you. I'll send the video on the tips for preparing for exam one. And I'm going to be communicating with you a lot over the course of the summer session. So you're going to see a lot of emails from me. One other thing, on the announcements page, I posted an announcement and I asked everybody to go ahead and just respond with one, something like got it, understood, yes, sir, whatever you want to write. There are 130 students enrolled in my class, my 4 classes. 70 students responded, which means half the class didn't respond, which tells me you either didn't follow directions or you didn't read the notes, the announcements, and that's going to be a problem, right? I have very high expectations because what I've seen over the years is community college students are really good. Um, and when you set the bar here, they perform up to here. And when you set the bar here, they perform down to here. Well, I'm setting the bar here because I've seen enough to know that you guys are really talented. So I'm going to post this video. I'll send a link to it. Also send a link to the tips for exam one. And I'll probably be sending you emails periodically. If you have questions, email me. If they're about the structure of the class, um, post them on the administrative questions discussion board. And hopefully, if you're still watching, today are my office hours. It's Tuesday, June 5th. I have office hours between 1 and 3. And so I will be online. The link is on the syllabus. It's also on the Canvas page. Okay. And so hopefully you'll come by and say hello and we'll have a chance to talk. Okay. Well, I will maybe see you later.